News Radio Wham 1180 welcomes you to the Seniors Rock Show. The Seniors Rock Show, a lively weekly discussion shedding a bright light on aging with fun, entertainment, and important info for all adults. Join us with your comments or questions. Call or text 222-1180 or 1-800-295-1180. Now, from the News Radio Wham 1180 studios in downtown Rochester, here's your host, Joanna Palvino.
Well, hi, and good afternoon. I am Joanna, and I'm here with my co-host, estate planning attorney Mike Robinson. And, of course, he's with the law office of Michael Robinson. Hello, it's the same guy. And our iHeart studio producer, Pam, is back from her world travels. Hi, Pam. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too. Thank you.
I like to stump her like that. Okay, so you know what? Well, let's get down to business. So most Saturdays, people, I am surrounded by experts, right? And today is no exception. First, we're going to listen to and hear from Mike Robinson, who I just mentioned. He's the estate planning attorney and co-host, and he's going to teach us some things that he does that every week, I guess I'll say. He excels in teaching the importance of proper planning. He is an estate planning attorney, but he also peppers in there some life words and some life lessons, I guess I'll call them. So his weekly words of wisdom will be followed by our first guest, who's a regular on the show and a multi-award winning contractor. You probably know this name, Jeff FLAHERTY. He's the founder of Wise Home Energy. He will be joining us with his home performance advice. And then we have a personal emergency response systems explanation. And we're going to be talking about that topic with Lisa Gabel. I teased it in Facebook. I said, do you know what a PERS is? Well, we're going to learn all about that from her. She's with DOYLE Security Systems. And DOYLE, you probably know that name too, has been keeping families and businesses safe for over 100 years in this very community. 5 generations of DOYLEs, okay? That's a lot of people and a lot of families. So we're going to have some great topics, great people, and we're going to learn a lot today, as we always do. Let's go to Mike Robinson now. What's on your mind this week, Mike?
Hey, Joanna, and happy Saturday.
Thank you. Same to you.
Yeah. So, occasionally we get some celebrity lessons in estate planning. And this week, another one came out. Tony Bennett, I'm sure everybody knows Tony Bennett, one of my favorite singers. He died last year. Well, news was out this week. 2 of his daughters, or I guess his only 2 daughters, are suing their brother and some other family members, alleging that they have mishandled the estate, that they haven't properly disclosed some of the estate assets or transactions. And the lesson that comes here, I think there's 2 lessons. One, and we've talked about this before, is the importance of who do you select to be the fiduciary of your estate. And Tony Bennett did one thing right. I'm sure he did a lot of things right, but he created a trust to handle his estate and named his son Danny Bennett as the trustee. He's the respondent in the lawsuit. But when you choose a trustee, so many people will just choose their oldest child. Just, that's kind of, okay, we'll go the oldest to youngest and that sort of thing. But, this person, you really need to think about, are they up to the task? Are they responsible? Can they be trusted completely? Because there's, especially with larger estates, but even with any estate, there's a lot at stake and a lot of interested people. And if you get somebody who either just doesn't pay attention, or maybe they've got some ulterior motives, they feel that maybe they were treated unfairly sometime in the past and they need to make up for it during the estate administration, that's a problem. So again, you really need to give serious thought to who do you choose, and have a conversation with the family if you think there's going to be an issue, but don't just choose the oldest child automatically, for the only reason that they are the oldest child.
Yeah, and I heard another story this week, Mike. That's really interesting. I love these things. I do get sucked in with the celebrity news. But anyway, I did hear something this past weekend. I thought of you, and all the lessons, and that is that a man in the 80s dated someone for 2 years. He had to sign over his 401k plan or whatever his estate stuff to someone, and he didn't really have anyone, excuse me, in mind, so he put his girlfriend's name on it. They dated for 2 years. Fast forward, he dies, and now his estate is worth over $1 million, and the girlfriend has the right. Well, the 401k, I guess, is what it was, is worth over $1 million, and she's not going to give it back to the family. And they don't even know who this girl is, but she's getting the money. And there's a lawsuit coming up, no doubt,
Yeah.
right?
Well, and
Right?
unless there was some fraudulent transfer going on there or some sort of duress, she's probably going to come out on top. And
Yes.
that's one of the things. Whenever I review an estate plan with people, we always review the beneficiary designations because you're right that that can be an issue. But
Mhm.
the other lesson that comes out of this Tony Bennett situation is when we draft trust, we always include a position of someone that we call the trust protector, and that's something that's developed out of common law. And the purpose of the trust protector, in part, is to mediate these kinds of disputes so that they don't become a lawsuit and it doesn't become public. And now everybody knows the Bennett family's business and whatnot. So, trust planning is good. Tony, you did a good job there. But I think that a trust protector really should be included in anybody's trust planning.
Yeah. So check with an estate planning attorney, folks, and Mike Robinson or anyone else that you can talk to because it's important. Thank you, Mike, for that information. And folks, I wanted to say that even someone who's not an expert, we talk about experts, can ignore the health benefits from having clean air to breathe. I learned about air duct cleaning from the experts at Indoor Air Pros, and now I'm enjoying the benefits. And air duct cleaning could make a great gift for Father's Day, and that's tomorrow. So why not get dad breathing easier with the help of indoor air professionals and learn about how to get cleaner air for dad, for yourself, and for your family. And I'm going to mention pets. And we're going to, with an air duct cleaning, and you can get a gift certificate, maybe put something towards it. But I think it's a wonderful idea for a gift. And they also have, Indoor Air Pros has state of the art equipment too. Besides doing your air duct cleaning, they have Healthways medical grade air purifiers, if I could speak, and an April Air high capacity dehumidifier that is amazing. I've seen these, shown to me on videos and so on. So it is important to think about the air you're breathing. Your home can be healthier in a safe haven, and healthier air should be included in that. So Indoor Air Pros is offering, guess what? $175 discount for first time air duct cleaning today. So call Peter. It's at 427 8020, 585 427 8020, and that's extension 303 for Peter Gordon, our friend. He'll give you a lot of great information. There's no obligation. IndoorAirPro.com or call Peter today. You won't regret it. If you stay with us, we're going to be with Jeff Flaherty from Wise Home Energy next, and we have more great information to share. Stay right there.
Welcome back to Seniors Rock Radio, and joining us now is Jeff Flaherty, founder of Wise Home Energy. Wise Home Energy is a 6-time National Home Performance with Energy Star Award winner, and Jeff's been saving energy in our community since 2010, and we're always grateful to get his advice on anything to do with home performance because he is the expert. Thanks for joining us, Jeff.
Hey, Mike and Joanna, great to be here today.
Welcome back, Jeff. Good to hear you and see you. How are you?
I am very well.
Yeah, I bet you're excited because it's going to be hot next week, and I know what you're going to talk about today.
Yeah, we do have some historic heat coming, and I certainly want everybody to be very cautious of their friends and loved ones. Heat kills more people than cold, so we really want to be on the lookout for anybody who is at risk of these high temperatures.
Great point. Thank you, Jeff. And I'm kidding around here about the heat, and you're happy, but yeah, you're right. That is a very serious subject. And let's get into it a little bit now. So it is air conditioning season, and it sure is going to be next week. And I hear that there's new refrigerant laws coming out, and I'd like you to tell us what we need to know about that. What are these new refrigerant laws?
Yeah, so the refrigerants, well, they make us comfortable in the home. They're not great gases for the environment or for the humans. So when these devices or these gases leak out, they're bad for the environment. And so the Environmental Protection Agency regulates these. And they found that the certain ones we've been using have high global warming potential. So they're bad for the environment, so they're constantly kind of updating and mandating things. And so there's been a few that have been retired over the past 15 years, and now they're retiring another one, and it's really going to be bridged. There's one for the next couple of years, and then that'll be phased out. So it's in an effort to be more friendly to the environment, but it could mean that we're going to see some higher costs, because with new technologies, we tend to have some more upfront costs on the new products.
All right, you're scaring me now. So what if my air conditioning system has a leak? I mean, we're about the clean air. We talked about that. Tell us,
Yeah,
please.
it's a great question. The reality is that system should not leak. So if it leaks in the first year of being installed, we generally have an install problem or a manufacturing problem. And we don't want it to leak. And it's actually against the law to fill a system that has a leak without trying to repair that leak. So if
Okay,
you have an
wow.
older system that has a leak, it's probably time to look at replacing that with a new one, so we don't have throwing good money after bad.
Yeah, good point. Hey, Jeff, what if I've got my AC is on in the home, but it's hot? What's the cause?
So we could have an insulation and air sealing problem. That certainly, we hear that a lot. A lot of people think, oh, the ducts on the second floor aren't big enough, but it could be the heat radiating down and crushing that. And we could have a sizing system. For example, this area, the design temp is 86 degrees. We are going to be higher than that this week. So
Yeah,
get ahead of it. Don't wait till it's 90 degrees. Close your windows, turn on that AC, and kind of front load that home and cool that down first.
good
Good
idea.
stuff.
Good idea.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jeff. Anything else you want to say real quick, and give us your contact information, please,
Yeah, give
because
us a
this will be
call
a
for
week
a
for you
no
to get a
cost.
call.
Yeah, you get a
Yeah.
no cost home assessment through New York State. We add on the blower door, which really helps diagnose the home. It's 585-270-5836.
Yeah, I had that blower door test done, and it is very interesting, folks. Call Jeff at Wise Home Energy. He does know what he's talking about, and he is excuse me, how many awards? 5 or so? Maybe 10?
Six,
I don't know.
6, yeah.
6, excuse me. Anyway, great to have you as always, and we'll have you back soon. And folks, stay tuned, because we were teasing earlier about what is a PERS. It's not a cat. It has nothing to do with a cat. So find out next when we chat with Doyle Security's Lisa Gabel next on Seniors Rock Radio and News Radio WHAM 1180. Okay, we're back. This is Joanna, and you're listening to Seniors Rock Radio if you just tuned in, and we're glad you're here. And we're also ready now to welcome Lisa Gabel. She is the general manager of Doyle's Medical Monitoring, and that is a division of Doyle's Security Systems. Now, you probably heard that name. They've been around for a long time, and Lisa has 30 years experience in home health care and medical equipment. So she's an expert, like we've been saying all day, and she lives in Victor, New York with her husband, Steve, and they have a brand new puppy named Juno, which I think is so cute. The Gables have 3 adult children, and they're all in the healthcare field, and I think that's interesting too. And it sounds like they followed in Lisa's footsteps. We're glad to hear it, and we want all the folks out there that we can get, with what do they call it, boots on the ground in the healthcare arena. My daughter's taking a nursing class right now, so we'll have her out there. Doyle offers two-way medical alert systems, but that they put individuals directly in touch with a Doyle Emergency Response Center professional. So you just have to press a button and you're going to reach someone, and they're local. And I think Lisa will tell us more about that. And we're going to hear more about how they work now. I'm going to stop talking and welcome to Seniors Rock Radio, Lisa Gabel. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Joanna. How are you?
Good. Great to have you here today. Thank you.
Yeah, hi
Thanks.
Lisa, thanks for joining us. So, personal emergency response systems, what are they and how do they work?
Basically, Mike, think about it as a little miniature telephone. So it's a button that you wear. It has a cellular SIM card in it. So you can either wear the button around your neck or around your wrist. And if you have an emergency or need help, meaning ambulance, fire, or police, you press that button. And then an emergency response agent from Doyle Security System answers that call and decides how to triage that call. So the most common call that we get through our medical monitoring is someone that needs a lift assist. There's someone that's fallen and needs help getting up. But we have people that use it for fire and police. So not only for ambulance, but it's for all emergencies.
Interesting. And I guess what, there's two types of units. There's an in-home and then there's a mobile.
Yes, Mike. So some clients aren't leaving the home these days, so we offer an in-home unit, and that works just in their home. It works over a 1,200 square feet area, and they have a unit that's in their house, centrally located, and that's a little voice box. So if they were to press their button that they wear on their neck or their wrist, that would alarm that box, and then Doyle would come on and ask them if they need assistance. And then we would triage according to how that client wants their calls handled.
Gotcha, gotcha. How about insurance? Does that help with the cost of these units?
Right now, Mike, the only insurance that's covering it is Medicaid long-term care. And that would be like an iCircle or an Elderwood or Elder One, Nescentia. Those are just a few of them. So how that works is their care manager would send us a referral and authorization, and then we would contact the client. But if any of your listeners have an MLTC long-term care Medicaid plan, they can just inquire with their care manager and they may be eligible for one.
Excellent. And I'm going to ask, I'm going to go back to the responders. I think it's interesting that they are here in Rochester. They're not, somewhere in another city. So, how many are there, and how many does a person get when you call?
Well, we personalize that. Typically, three is pretty standard, um, but you can have as many as you want. We find that three is a good number. So we handle those calls. If you were to press your button, first we're going to try to call you at home to make sure it wasn't a false alarm. And then we go off your triage list because sometimes you can hit it by accident. So if they don't answer, then we follow that triage and start calling your contacts. We do have some people though that don't have family members that live local. So
Ah,
they prefer to have 911 called first, and then we would contact their family members and let them know their loved one pressed their button.
excellent. That's good stuff. Now, what is the falls feature? I was interested in that too.
Yeah, so Falls feature, that is technology. It's fairly new. It's not 100%. So if someone falls, it will trigger a fall and the alarm will go off. It doesn't always go off. It works about 70% of the time. So we still recommend that people press their button if they fall. And if you don't fall hard, if you're a slider, some people know how to fall, it won't go off. So we always say, even if you fall, still press that button.
A slider. I almost slid off right when I got my hip replacement on the ice outside at 3 in the morning. So yeah, I could have used one of those then. Anyway, I did not fall because I slid. But anyway, thank you. This is great info. Now, what does it cost though? I'm sure people are wondering, this is wonderful, but can I afford it? What is the cost?
Sure, it's very reasonable. For an in-home unit is $39.95 a month. For a mobile GPS unit, it's $49.95. And Doyle covers all service, installation, and you never have to worry. We're here to support and service your equipment 24/7.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Lisa Gabel with Doyle. And this has been enlightening. And I hope folks will call Doyle if they have any needs, or they can call you. And I guess I'll ask you now, what's your contact information?
Sure, call us anytime, 585-242-1625.
Very
Great.
good. Thanks again, Lisa Gable. And we'll be talking to you again. And I know there's lots more that Doyle does. We'd love to have you back. Have a great weekend. And Mike?
Yeah, stay tuned. Remember Norm from last week? He asked what he should do with his used lithium batteries and sharps from his medical testing equipment. We found out, so join us after the break.
is it the Macarena or something? Anyway, hi, I'm Joanna, and you're listening to Seniors Rock Radio. I am kidding around here. We were waiting through the break, and but I was talking about last week, and a fellow named Norm called, and when he called the show, he asked for some expert advice that we couldn't really give him at the time, but he wanted to know the proper way to dispose of lithium batteries and sharps from his diabetic monitor. And of course, sharps are anything with a needle, that kind of thing, or a syringe. So we checked with several sources and we told him no, I'm sorry, several sources told him to throw the sharps in the garbage and Norm and the lithium batteries. And Norm was very concerned about that, and rightly so. So we did a little investigating. We found out that you should never place sharps in a curbside recycling bin or in the trash. The Monroe County Echo Park has instructions for disposing batteries and sharps on their website. And that is, get ready to write it down, or please remember this, monroecounty.gov// I guess, Echo Park. And that's ECOPARK. And I'm going to make a couple of, I'll explain a couple things, but there's a lot on there. But they only accept sharps and syringes generated by residents of Monroe County, because they are the Monroe County Echo Park, and also in the local police stations they can take them, but only from the county. So they can accept them from medical facilities either, or small businesses. So it seems that these sharps and syringes are turning up in places that should not be, places where or it's getting shocking. I guess people are just throwing them out and they're showing up in really concerning rates. So please listen. The county just created a process to collect them in a safe and environmentally friendly way. And Norm, I don't think, knew that. And it was great that we found it out, though. And so to learn more on safe disposal of batteries and sharps, please go to and tell others monroecounty.gov/Echo Park. And you'll see lots of info there to help you and the planet. And I'd like to thank Norm for bringing this to our attention and to yours. And I'd also like to thank Tina Stevens of the Monroe County Department of Environmental Services for getting back to us with these answers while she was on vacation, folks. How about that? So they care, and so do we. I'd like to make a quick thank you to my co-host, attorney Mike Robinson, for spending time with us today, to Jeff from Wise Home Energy, and Lisa with DOYLE Security Systems. They were all here with us, and I hope that you enjoyed the show. My gratitude goes out to every one of our wonderful sponsors, and you can find them on seniorsrockradio.com. Now, I'd like to hear what Mike has for closing thoughts, and I think it's going to be Father's Day, so I think you probably have some plans, huh? Mike? Here he comes.
There we go. Technology. Gotta love it. So yes, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I'm going to be celebrating with my dad, and if you can't be with your dad, at least give him a call. I'm sure he'd love to hear from you. Some birthdays I want to recognize. Deanne from my office. Her birthday is today. So Deanne, happy birthday. My granddaughter, Iris, was 1 year old on Tuesday this past week. So there's another birthday. And I think, Pam, there's another birthday coming up on
birthday,
Tuesday.
Pam.
Oh, thanks, guys. I'm going to be old. I'm going to be 35.
All right. Hey,
love it.
thanks for listening, everybody. Be well, be kind.
And Pam, that's perfectly fine, because you know what we say at the end of the show. And
Seniors.
today I'm going to be walking out into the sunshine and knowing this. Are you ready? And you can say it now because you're going to be 35. Do it. Ready?
Seniors rock.
Rock. Okay, you'll get better.
Next time.